lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights, and we are go, go, go. Unbelievable stuff there. Absolutely brilliant here. Brilliant. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant here. Unbelievable stuff there. We got a 2 in the bed there. We've got a 3 in the bed moment here. Unbelievable stuff there. Who? What a move! Good evening everyone and welcome to the CWC Racing League. This is the casual weekday championship for the F1 League at the glorious close race of the Japanese Grand Prix. I am your host with the most, Malk. Like I said, it's good to be back on the Japanese Grand Prix, and it's good to be back on the racing for the commentating side point of view. But we won't wait any longer because obviously we're a little bit behind as always. But I'd like to thank LeagueRacing TV channel for everything that they've done for CWC Racing League. And check them out for all the latest updates of all the live races that they have done. Also check out throughout for the remainder of the week as well. Check them out with obviously the TTML for divisions 1 to 5, and also you got from Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays, and also the Esports Masters League, which is on the Wednesday nights. Check them out, guys. Please check them out. They do a brilliant job as always. Without any further ado, we're going to go straight to the track video. So we're going to do the track video, and as I said, we're at the Suzuka. I call it the Suzuka that Veruca, but it's at the Suzuka track at the Japanese Grand Prix for the F1 Pirelli as well. So it's going to be an absolute iconic track, the only track that's got the 8-figure layout as well. And as I said, we're at the Suzuka Japanese with 5.807 kilometers with 3.608 miles, 18 turns, 1 DRS zone. And it's just absolutely immense stuff, and we've got with all the cars itself, people need to be very, very careful as well. And like I said, I'd like to thank Cameron, who last minute again with the hot lap as well. So thank you to him as well. We're coming up to, which is the first couple of corners which you were seeing back in the Senna days of Prost and Senna. And then through the S's section, this is the part where you have to be absolutely crucial, and you have to be careful on the right hand side, because obviously you could easily hit the gravel itself, but then also you have to go straight on into the end of the first sector, into the second. Easily can go on to the left hand side, brake up heavily underneath the bridge. This is a part where as soon as you see the curb on the right, brake heavily to try and go into the hairpin corner, and then go straight on to push that pedal to the metal. Because we're coming up to, which I quite like, well, driving around it has been frustrating for me of all these years that I've been racing around, but the spoon curve is always iconic because you feel like you're going down a roller coaster ride, down the straight, and then coming up to 130R, again another iconic track where it's just no brake, full pelch as well. So then come up to the end of the second sector into the third. This is the part where you can easily cut the corners, so you can easily get penalties. Pit entries on the right hand side. Then we've got the DRS kicking off, and that is a lap of the track lap itself. But we have finally got the standings, but we won't go any further. We're only going to do the top 10. We're only going to do the top 10 for now, but if you want to check the rest of the points, it's all there. Well, so Carlos Pro is in the lead in first place with 214. Kieran Day is in second with 194, 20 points behind. So with 5 races to go, this is the maddest race, maddest last part of the season that you'll ever see. MDJ in third place with 122, so massive catch up there as well. But he's safe at the moment because Leroy is in fourth with 83 points. Eduardo is in fifth with 83 points as well. You got Snook's in sixth with 69 points. Christian Pazio's in seventh with 59 points. Cameron Armstrong was in eighth with 55. Giletto, I believe that's Jay Thomas, who's in ninth place with 55 points as well. Robin Kraft is in 10th with 52 points, and the rest are under 52 points. And then the rest I'm going to mention about the drivers I need to catch up on massively. They really need to catch up on as well. And then you got obviously the constructors. The battle for the constructors between the Ferrari and the Red Bull are absolutely heated up because you got the Ferrari in first place with 283 points, Red Bull in second with 254. The Racing Point is in third with 138 points. Williams is in fourth with 127 points. AlphaTauri is in fifth with 106 points, and the rest are under 106 points, with Haas at the back of the grid with 48 points. So they need to catch up on as well. Let's go straight to the live screen. I'll let the admin know that we are going on live now. So we should be able to kick off any few moments time. So bear with me a sec. So we're just waiting for the drivers to get themselves all prepped up, ready to go. If you want to have a look at the standings, obviously check it out after. But it's going to be, I think this is going to be an absolute classic. I just hope the Japanese Grand Prix is going to be. I just hope no one will let it down, because again, it's one of the most iconic track that you will ever see. And you'll never forget, to be fair. Never ever forget. So we're just waiting for... I told them we're all set, ready to go, so we should be kicking off now. But as I said, we got Watkins, we got Bazio, we got Dylan coming back, we got Mikey in there, you got Leroy or Leo Tool, Ecomiser, that's Faulkner as well, Cameron. You got Dowds is in there as well. You got Jamie Morris, and you got Carbs as well. So everyone could be on for a classic race tonight, and I'm quite looking forward to it. Japanese is one of those tracks where you have to keep it composure, keep it pressured, because you don't want to put too much pressure on the tyre wear, obviously. You don't want to mess it up too much, because if I remembered it right, you can do soft mediums, the one stop, but you can do soft hards if you get caught in with wing damage or a safety car scenario, which we have seen a couple of times in the past. But overall, it just all depends on the weather. If the weather crew are going to be very nice to them, this could be the bestest opportunity they ever have. But if it's going to rain, which we have seen a few times in the past, not only from this league but for many leagues that we have done, you'll have to be careful, because obviously Japanese in the wet is not great. It's absolutely not great. But again, these guys will know the impact. We'll have to wait and see. But a couple of corners, as I said, to watch out for is Spoon Curve, which is that corner that we're just watching now on that part of it. And then you got 130R, which we're watching on the loading screen now. But everyone's all going well and enjoying their Monday night on the 26th of April 2021. So round 30, round 14 I think it is, 13-14. So here we go, just loading the stats up. So just trying to get that set up, ready to go. So 18 minutes, guys, 18 minutes of this frantic, unbelievable stuff moments. That's what we're looking forward to. at the Japanese Grand Prix. We've not heard anything yet of the weather crew. We will get that information up slowly. Let me just have a quick look at the weather actually while we're waiting. So it's going to be a light cloud scenario. It's going to be a light cloud scenario. So these guys are going to be absolutely happy about it, because this is going to be mad scenes as well. Oh damn it! I know I forgot to do. Oh no, that's fine. I do apologise, guys. I thought I'd messed up with the chat thing itself, but we will get on to the chat itself. But for everyone's perspective, we've got yellow flag set to 1. One of the Williams is just coming out. I think that might be Mikey. So we'll have a look at Mikey actually. Mikey's on for a... at the moment he's stuck on 3rd place. He's 70 points behind, but he's 40 points ahead of Leo Tool, who's just let him through as well. So I don't know what Mikey can do to try and get into the top 2. The only thing he can try and do is hope that Carlsberry and Kieran D are going to be in for a rough ride. I think he said rough wide as well. We've got Mikey now doing his lap now. So obviously, if you see the word false, that means that they've invalidated their lap. They cannot go any further. Let's see what they can try and do now. So Mikey, try and do the lap. And I think if I remembered it right, the best time around Japanese Grand Prix is definitely the 28s or 27s, I think. I might be wrong. But I know sometimes when I did the practicing itself in Japanese, it's always been the 130s. But from these drivers, these are a lot quicker than I am. And I will say that now. These guys are a lot quicker. Oh my days, Mikey just nearly lost the car on the left-hander. So obviously he's purple on the 1st sector, but he's on the medium tyres. So I expect him to get the 28s, 29s with the mediums. But then again, I could be wrong with the time wear. Time that could be affected with the tyre wear itself. So one of the drivers behind Mikey has got a purple sector 1. But if I was starting off in the Japanese Grand Prix, I would start off on the mediums. I would avoid the softs at any cost, unless you're faster than that driver. Then fair enough. Mikey is not going to be happy with that, because he's not purple on 2nd sector now. That might be Leo Tool actually just behind. Carbs has just left the garage itself, but a 27 flat for the medium. So I was completely wrong. 25.9 from Leo Tool. 25.9 from Leo Tool. That's a great time there from him as well. And we got Carlsberry doing his lap. It looks like Cameron Armstrong's done a 26.6. That's a good time for the mediums. Cameron Downs is in 2nd place now with 26.3. 4/10 off Leo Tool's time. Carlsberry is purple on 2nd sector. He is purple on 2nd sector. The Drivers' Championship winner from last season. He's on the soft tyres, so he's not missing about. He's absolutely not messing about at all. Oh, he misses out. He misses out by 3/10. He had purple 2nd sector, but he was slow on the 1st and the 3rd sector. So that is quite interesting. Okay, so Faulkner and Connor Setchell are both retired from the session. I'm not sure exactly what's happened, but hopefully they'll get back in as quickly as possible. But they'll have to be right at the back of the grid if they can. So just have a look at Corey Snook now. Corey Snook is on his perfect lap now. Eduardo's moved to 2nd. Eduardo's moved to 2nd with a 126.1. So yeah, Corey Snook just passing Spoon Curve now. Let's see what he could try and do from the end of the 2nd sector. At 1 minute 10.1, that's not purple, but still green on his personal best. Well, his personal best is his first time, but it feels like it is his personal best because look at this. He's hit the grass a little bit, as you could tell from the back end, but he's lost 4/10. He's lost 4/10, so he'll have to try and improve massively. Jamie Morris. Jamie Morris is just going to do his lap. No, he's invalidated his lap actually. Watkins. Let's have a look at Watkins now. Watkins is on his out lap. Again, Watkins who's been really struggling this season, to be fair. Don't get me wrong, there's been some races where he has been producing the goods, but I really don't know what's happened in the last few races from his point of view. But hopefully he'll bounce back. I know he'll bounce back. I really do hope he does. But let's have a look at what he does on the Mercedes boys on there. So just trying to see if anyone can try and stop Leo Toole in pole position as well. Good evening to everyone. Good evening. What a move, as we always say. So I will read some of the comments in a moment or two, guys. I want to try and make sure I don't miss any of these qualifying laps. So let's see how Watkins can do. He's on the soft tyres. He needs to hit. He needs to hit the 26s. Low 26 to stand any chance of doing well at the Japanese Grand Prix. Cameron Armstrong, who was just watching, message, well, spoken to me just before the race tonight. He was saying to me that he really wants to get back into the podium. And I'm like, okay, fair play. If you do, fair play. But you got some strong competition from like the Colesbury, Kieran D, and you got like the odd ones of like Eduardo as well. And you got some. You got Mikey, you got Dylan DeVries. You could have anyone who could be in the top three. It's very, very this league has been very, very difficult because everyone's been consistent from what they can on the track itself. But yeah, it's just been mad stuff. If you like what you see so far, guys, please make sure to subscribe to the LeagueRacing TV channel for all the live races itself, and also like this video. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight. Aiming for at least 10 likes would be a massive, massive help. Watkins is 5/10 slower on the second sector, so it could be a high 26, low 27s by the looks of things. Let's see what he can try and do. Could be a 26, 26.6. That's a good time. Just outside of the pack of the soft tyre crew in the top 6. So just before the mediums. I think Cameron is on the soft tyres now. Let's have, as I said, Cameron really wants to get back himself into the the podium itself. But as I said, it's really the pack is really strong. And you need to be producing some confidence boost as well as the podiums itself. Yes, he has had some great races, don't get me wrong, and I've been really impressed with him on his day. But as I said earlier on, you can't afford to make any silly mistakes, and when you do, that's when it bites you to the head. Let's see if Cameron Armstrong could try and get into the 109s. Or 2/10 slower. He's purple on his apparently he's purple on second sector, but he's technically improved his time, but not actually purple, as we would say. So Cameron coming up to the last bit now. He needs to try and find, it might be a low 26. Yeah, he does, a 26.1. A 1 minute 26.1. That's a good time there from Cameron Armstrong. And as you can see, Kieran D! Kieran D's got pole position 125.880. Dear me. Oh my god, Jamie. Jamie's done a 25.8. Oh, 25.7, sorry. 25.7 from Jamie Morris. So, Kieran D has only had a brief moment, about 5 seconds or less. Maybe a bit more. But either way, Jamie Morris will be the happiest man alive because he's got pole position. So far, so good. So let's see how Christian Pizio can try and do on his lap. So Cameron Downs has just moved to 4th. Pizio's 1.1 seconds behind, so he's not going to improve his time. Carlsberry's improved his first sector, but not enough. I'm wondering if the Drivers' Champion, he can't afford to lose any points. He can't afford to lose any points. The gap between Carlsberry and Kieran D is now 20 points. So he had the chance to make it a race gap ahead. Oh, he's not improving his time. Cameron will not improve his time. Eduardo's 2/10 slower, but he's not improved his first sector. Let's see what he can try and do on the second sector. He's faster on the second sector, but not much. Still 2/10 slower. Still 2/10 slower, but hopefully get that slipstream off that Ferrari that's just ahead. So here we go. Can Eduardo moves up to the 26s? Oh my god! 26.036. Moves up to 4th. Moves himself up to 4th. That's a great time there from Eduardo Rojas. 6 minutes 15 left of the qualifying itself. Can anyone try and stop? So Corey Snook can try and push on massively now. Yeah, Corey Snook, who's, oh my days, just as I was saying, he was really unlucky this season. He's been really unlucky on Spoon Curve. He's got to be careful. Oh, he's going to have to try and get away quick because he's got another Ferrari. Well, might help his teammate. I wonder if Carlsberg is going to improve his time. He's purple on second sector. He's purple on second sector. So can Carlsberg, the Drivers' Championship leader, can he try and get pole position? He might have a chance, actually. He might have a chance. Oh, what a lap! What a lap there from Carlsberg. 1:25.6. A 1:25.6. Brilliant stuff there from the flying Kimi Finn. So, yeah. Again, you can't write him off. Even if you write him off earlier on, he'll still bite your head off because he's saying, look, mate, I will get this position. I will do well. I will prove you wrong on the track. And that's what he's done. Well done to Carlsberg. Brilliant time there from him. So Mikey's doing his lap now. 4 minutes 30 left of the qualifying. So Mikey needs to try and find something from his time. He's only 5/10 off Carlsberg. So if he could try and get the first sector perfect, this will be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Boy. So here we go. Can Mikey do his lap now? So he's coming to the end of the first sector. Oh, he's 300 slower. 300 slower, but still quicker on his time. Still quicker on his time. Robin Kraft has moved to 9th. Robin Kraft has moved to 9th with 1:26.274. That's a really good time there from Robin Kraft. So, as you can see, from first place of 1:25.6 all the way to 11th, 12th, that's 11 positions. 11 to 12 positions. That is mad. That is mad. That's how this league is so close with the qualifying itself. Mikey is a 10 slower. He could be, I reckon Mikey could be going ahead of Kieran D for 3rd place because the track is getting warmer. He's moved to 3rd. I did say, but he's moved himself up to 3rd by 500 of a second. That is a really, really good time. Really. Oh my god, Kieran D's purple. Kieran D is purple on first sector. Always had a bit of a lock up on the hairpin corner. And I'm about to lose my voice if I don't watch it. So Kieran D coming up to the spoon curve corner. Looks absolutely smooth. Feels like he get a scoop of ice cream and took it from that corner. Oh my god. Purple. It's not quicker on Carsberry's second sector time, but still better. Oh, he's invalidated his lap. He's invalidated his lap. He's got to be careful because he might invalidate his lap. He might not have enough time. We've got 2 minutes remaining, guys. 2 minutes remaining. Jamie Morris is not going to improve his time. Kieran D has retired. I was a bit worried, thinking he might have not done it, but so we'll just have a look at Cameron Downs, who's in 7th place at the moment. On his, on his few good races, to be fair, on his debut season of the CWC Racing League, the F1 League. Not only we're live exclusive for you guys, we are also should be live exclusive for the F2 League tonight. Oh, Cameron Downs has just invalidated his lap. Mikey and Kieran D are both retired from the session. But let's see if Cameron Downs can try and improve. Carsway does well. The only one that could challenge pole position is Jamie Morris, only by 800ths of a second. That's only by 800ths of a second. And that is going to be close. That is going to be really, really close. But let's see how Cameron Downs can try and do. So the pressure's on. The pressure is on for these guys. He's not going to improve his time, I think. So Jamie Morris is not... Oh, is he stopping? Yes. Is Corey Snook improving? No. Is Leo Tool going to try and improve his time? Let's see what he can try and do. Carlsberry's already out on his lap. Jamie Morris has retired, so he will finish off in second unless Leo Tool makes a perfect qualifying lap. He needs to try and find 3/10 from somewhere. Oh my god. A 10th quicker on the first sector. Not purple, but a 10th quicker on his time. So at the moment, only moves himself up to 4th. At the moment, only moves himself up to 4th. Got yellow flags on the second sector. So Leo Tool trying to push on massively. Coming to spoon curve. Needs to try and get down the roller coaster ride now. Saying, come on, we want the ride of his life on the CWC Racing League, the F1 League. Oh my god, 6,000 quicker on his best time. Might move up to second. Might move up to second. But it all depends on how he can try and do the last few corners here. Oh no! Does not improve. Does not improve his time. So he'll be fuming. He will be fuming. Eduardo. Is Eduardo improve his time or is he invalidate his... I think he's invalidate his lap. So, is Corey Stuck? Yes, so... Carsway does not need to improve. He's already got pole position. He does not need to improve his time. Okay. He has improved his time. But only whiskers. Only whiskers of it. So yeah, Carsway, one of the two, has improved his time by just nearly 2/10. Nearly 2/10. That's impressive. But we are going to be in for a fantastic ride because we've got all these drivers going to be trying to bang out as much as possible. But we'll give you the classification in a moment too while we're waiting for Rojas to finish off the pits to retire. Confirmed pits retirement. But yeah, if you like what you see so far, guys, please make sure you like subscribe to the LeagueRacing TV channel for all the live races itself on the YouTube channel as well. So Carlsberg with that number 13 car, he'll be absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it, to be fair. So, people say it's unlucky. I doubt it for Carlsberg, who's just got a pole position. You got your short qualifying classification for the Japanese Grand Prix. For the CWC Racing League, the F1 League, for the F1 League, you got Carlsberg is in first place, Jamie is in second, Mikey third, Kieran D fourth, Leo Toole fifth, Christian Pizzio sixth, Eduardo seventh, Cameron Downs is in eighth, Cameron Armstrong is in ninth, you got Corey Snook 10th, Robin 11th, Watkins 12th, Dylan 13th, and you got Faulkner and Connor Setchell are the only two drivers who have both retired on the grid but not done a lap at all. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Try and sort out this audio stuff. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the latest info of the race. Don't go anywhere. We are back, guys. I do apologise. I'll just try and make sure get everything all set, ready to go for the audio itself. Let me have a quick look at the intervals, as we can see. So we're on the formation lap, guys. For the guys who are at the back of the grid, you've got, which I always look at the most, you got Robin and Dylan De Vries, who's in 11th and 13th. Both drivers in the same team are on the medium tyres. You got Connor, Setchell and Faulkner for the soft tyres, as well as you got Watkins, who's the only one out of all the drivers gambling on the hard tyres. And it's going to be a dry race. So this is going to be a dry race, and we are going to be loving it as well. So while the drivers are slow to come in, I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments. So Watkins says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, mate. May says, Mark, what a move. Yes, absolutely. Carb says hello. Hello, Carbs, how you doing? Cameron says, going to give it my all tonight, hopefully. Carb says, dry race, I crashed. Carb says, Echo says, what a crash, I almost flipped my car. And Kieran D says, that invalidation is so annoying, I would have been close to Carl's. Ooh, I would have liked to have known, but then again, you have to be in it. Oh God, what happened there? You have to be in it to win it as well. So here we go. We've got Faulkner, and also Carbs, who are both going to have cold tyres at the start of the Japanese Grand Prix, the Suzuka track, the Suzuka da Veruca. So here we go. Carlsberg, who's in first place. You got Jamie in second, Mikey in third, Kieran D fourth, Lee O'Toole fifth, Christian Pizzio's in sixth, Eduardo in seventh, Cameron's in eighth. Cameron Downs is in eighth. Cameron Armstrong's in ninth. You got Snookster. Right, we got 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights, and we are go. Who's had the great start? It looks like one of the Red Bulls has had a massive start. It looks like Christian Pizzio. Carlsberg trying to be careful at turn 1. The Williams and Mikey needs to be careful. It looks like one of the racing points. So that'll be Cameron Armstrong. Cameron Armstrong must have been gone off track a little bit. Mikey's got to be careful. That back end. The back end's not helping at all. Now Eduardo's dropped down. Oh no, Eduardo's back himself up to 6. Eduardo's coming back himself up to 6, but he's battling out with Cameron Downs for 7th place. But still. Only a little bit of a few issues that I did. Well, hopefully that will have to be checked after. But can Cameron Downs trying to make the move? No, he doesn't. He's trying to play it safe. Watkins has dropped down to 11th. It also Armstrong's moved to 10th. You can do the 1 stop with the soft hards, or you can do the 2 stop, which is the soft mediums. That's if you want to. But I've seen it a few times where you can do the soft mediums all the way to, like, for there. Yellow flags on sector 2. We've got the virtual safety car. That is Faulkner. Faulkner is out of the race. Faulkner is out of the race at just before the spoon curve corner. So we've got the virtual safety car, guys. The virtual safety car. Obviously, the drivers have to be at a steady pace. So Faulkner, unfortunately, is the first driver out of the race itself, but hopefully we'll try and get that sorted as quickly as possible. But at this moment in time, the drivers are going to be careful because the virtual safety car could finish at any point, and that's why it happens now because the DRS is now back up and enabled. So Rojas try and push on massively, battling out, which I believe is Leo Tool just ahead. And then you got Mikey ahead as well. So yeah, it's just been an absolutely manic start at the CWC Race League, the F1 League, for the Japanese Grand Prix. And we've got blue flags apparently. We've already got blue flags already at that scenario. But the drivers are trying to push on. Looks like Cameron Armstrong with that soft tire trying to push on after that bad start that he had earlier on in the race itself. But hopefully, I don't know if he got caught by some of the drivers that were pushing too wide. I do not know. But again, if it is, he'll have to submit himself to the stewards to find out what the hell's going on. Dylan DeVries has moved to 12. Robin Kraft has dropped down to 13, his teammate. And it looks like the Corey Snook has got a chance to battle it out with Cameron Downs, who's in 8th place. The fastest lap of the race is based on, I believe, no, who he's got the fastest lap. The fastest lap is Corey Snook. Corey Snook has got the fastest lap. So we do apologise for the fastest lap grid. I don't know why that's doing that, like going away from it all. But hope everyone's all came well and enjoying their Monday evening at the CWC Racing League. We've got Carlsberg pulling away massively. Whatever happens to Kieran D, he can't afford to give Carlsberg a free race start, because he can afford to have a DNF and still be ahead. But he doesn't want to do that. He wants to win his 2nd title on the bounce, and it looks like, oh my god, the Racing Point, oh, Cameron Armstrong saw the gap just, but not enough to get past Corey Snook. We're still watching this battle because this is really heated up, really heated up. So Corey Snook trying to defend as much as possible, but Cameron Armstrong trying to get that slipstream and come up to 130R. Oh my god, 130. Ah! What a move! What a move there from Cameron! Oh, what a move! Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant stuff there. Carlsberg's got the fastest up of the race with a 129.523. It looks like Kieran D and Pazio are battling out for 3rd and 4th place, but the 2 drivers who are teammates also, they've got to be careful. Especially when they're trying to work together for this, the constructors as well as the drivers itself. Because Kieran D nearly, I think there was some. I don't know if there was some words after, but I think they were like, right, we'll battle, but just be careful on track because there's titles on the line, and you can't afford to lose them, especially at this stage where you've worked so hard, and then all of a sudden you just cannot do it at all. Cannot lose it. Not only there was a 2 battle for the 2 Red Bulls for 3rd and 4th. We'll have a look at the battle between Eduardo and Leo Tool. Leo Tool, as I said, he's got the qualifying pace, but race pace he's always been struggling. Always has been struggling. But could it be the day where he can get in the top 3? I don't know. It's a very tough call. It just all depends on the safety car. It all depends on everything else as well. Well, the situation of the tyre wear, try not to avoid the lockup, which he has just done. Now he's going to have to try and get a move on. We've got the DRS now with the overtake. No, the overtakes took off from Eduardo from his point of view. Getting really close, and he's getting less ERS as much as possible. So getting rather close. While that's going on, he got Armstrong right at the back of Cameron Downs as well. So again, it's just all heated up, and Japanese Grand Prix always give us some special moments. It always has been, and you can never ever take it away. Never ever take it away at all. But from this perspective on, you're going to have to try and push on. And the battle for this 7th place is just really heated up. So just wanting to see if Cameron can try. Sorry, the 2 Camerons. Can 2 Camerons make a Rojas overtake? That's the big question. But he's also got obviously Leo Tool, Mikey, and also possibly Kieran D and Pazio, and also Jamie Morris. Jamie Morris is really struggling with those tyre wear, and it's Broad Cosby pulling away from from 2nd place on downwards. So here we go. Can Eduardo needs to try and push on, but we might see Cameron making the move. No, he doesn't. He does not make the move. He does not make the move. So Pazio trying to get close to Jamie Morris. I don't know what's happened to Jamie Morris. Well, let's say what's happened to him. Don't get me wrong. He has had a really unlucky season. He's had one good win, all season, and it's kind of similar to what Nathan Cole unfortunately is not racing tonight. He's also had that issue last season where he was struggling with points and wins, and he had that brilliant race at Singapore, which I'll never forget. Nathan Carr, and that'll be his shining moments. That will never be forgotten. And then also, obviously, Jamie Morris was also a former F1, a former title winner, aka Indigo, SHR Indigo. So these drivers need to try and push on. We've got a time penalty. We've got Snookster who's got the time penalty with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So be fuming. Absolutely fuming. Now the 2 Red Bulls are now getting close to Jamie Morris. Jamie Morris should have the ERS. So let's have a quick glance to see what's going to happen. I think Jamie Morris is trying to get as much of that ERS as he can and then attack at the straight line speed, which he has done on a couple of occasions. And he's got to be careful because you got Christian Pazio, who could, on his day, can produce some good racing, but he has been real lucky with some of the races that he's had in the last few weeks. And also trying to not affect anyone's race at the same time. But again, this was at the Russia Grand Prix where I do feel sorry for Zio because obviously he's trying everything he can to help with the Red Bull team, but every race that he's had, he's been really unlucky, except for the ones where he had produced some good racing with the points itself. But overall, he has been really struggling to step up a gear to match his teammate of Kieran D, who's also trying to battle out with Causeway. But so as things stand, if it stays like this, I'm just saying, if it stays like this, then Causeway will have a 3 race gap. And when I say 3 race gap, it's basically 25 points or 27 points if you 26 points if you include the fastest lap. Corey Snook has pitted. Corey Snook has got the 5-second stop go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So he'll be fuming at that, absolutely fuming. He'll be going onto the hards to try and pull away as much as possible. But now, look at this. Robin Kraft is getting close to. I have to look at this battle between Kraft and Watkins, who's in 10th place. But then also you got that battle from 2nd all the way down to 9th, which I'll go back to in a moment. But Leo Tour has just got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Madness. So as things stand, Carlsberg's in the lead in 1st. Jamie Morris is in 2nd. Christian Pizzillo's in 3rd. You got Kieran D is in 4th. Mikey is in 5th place. You got Leo Tools in 6th. Rojas is in 7th. I'm going to watch this from Robin's point of view. Eduardo's in 7th. Cameron Downs is in 8th. Cameron Armstrong is in 9th. Watkins, who we're watching, in 10th. Robin Kraft is in 11th, also watching. Yellow flags at the 2. That is, I believe, Corey Snook. That is Corey Snook. I believe. Yeah, it is Corey Snook. Pizzillo has pitted. Same with Cameron Armstrong. They're both pitted. So Chain Game Wow needs to try and push step a gear or 2. Or maybe 3. Or maybe 4. Oh my God. Watkins trying to close the gap onto the defensive line. And I'll tell you what, Robin Kraft will be thinking, what do I have to do to get past? And he's now finally passed. And now try and catch up to the guys who are in the top 7 who are also struggling with those tyre wear. Jeremy Morris is 4 seconds behind the leader of Carsbury. Snooks has got a 5-second penalty for stopping in the pit lane. And he has retired. He has retired in the pits. So he will not carry it on. He will not carry on. So Leo Tour try and push on massively. Corey Snook has finally left the garage. So it'll be quite interesting to see if all the drivers are going to go in now in this lap. That will be quite interesting. That will be really quite interesting. Got Mikey will have to defend. It looks like Jamie Morris is now pitted. So this is a chance now to try and close the gap. Can Kieran D push on? And now making the move too wide. Oh my God, Mikey! Mikey! Oh, what a move! Brilliant move there from Mikey. Just at the nick of time at the turn 1. There's been 2 great moves tonight, which I've been really impressed. Really been impressed as well. One with the 130R, which I'll never forget. And also you got again Mikey pushing on to 3rd place. But the gap between Carlsberg and Kieran D is showing that 5-second gap. You can't afford yellow flags set to 1. Cameron, who has retired. Cameron has retired, and we got a virtual safety car, and this is through the S's. So he has crashed through the S's section. So he will not get a podium, as he was been trying to say that he wants to try and get a podium tonight, or probably, hopefully, later on in the rest of the races itself. But still, we're not even at the halfway marker. We've not had the full safety car yet. We've only had the second virtual safety car. But still, it's still enough. Carswell and Kieran D will have a chance to. Kieran D pits. Does everyone else pit? Yeah, Mikey pits. It looks like all the drivers have all pitted. So Robin Kraft, who is also. So Robin Kraft and now Watkins are now, both drivers are in the top two. DRS is now back up and enabled. It's like Dylan De Vries has moved to fourth. Carlsbury is in third. So absolutely mad scenes. But Robin Kraft is now the leader of the race now. But majority of the drivers who have pitted for the medium tyres now got a chance to try and push on now to close the gap onto the other drivers. But so Jamie Morris trying to close the gap onto Mikey, the two former teammates of the Williams drivers, battling out on track. And this was back in the 2019 game 2 seasons ago. Oh my God! Brazil makes the move on Leo Tool. Just at the nick of time. Brilliant move there. Jerry Morris and Mikey. Oh my God, Jerry Morris and Mikey! I don't know what happened between the two drivers. I don't know if they had a bit of contact between the two drivers itself, but hopefully we'll find out sooner rather than later. So Mikey will be trying to close the gap. Look at him. Oh, bit of contact. He's got to be careful. You got to be very, very careful. And now, because of Mikey trying to attempt to get back ahead of Jerry Morris, is now going to get swamped by Christian Pizzio, Leo Tool, Rojas. And now Leo Tool has gone ahead of Pizzio. And what a move as well from the turn 1 scenario. There's been some cracking overtakes, especially at a track of the Japanese Grand Prix at the Suzuka track. Really impressive stuff. Kieran D trying to make the move. Dylan De Vries saying, "Look, mate, I'm not going to battle you because you're not fighting for my position." So I think that's what's happened. I think he's trying to say, "Look, mate, I am not going to risk it for a biscuit." But again, the two drivers again are going to get close to each other. They're going to be careful what they're going to do. But at the moment, Jamie Morris is getting closer to Dylan De Vries. Jamie's going to have to be careful. When there's a gap, take it. But don't do it when the driver's like in line with the racing line. Rojas has made a move ahead of Christian Pizzio. Still trying to push on massively. Looks like the Red Bull Pizzio trying to close the gap onto Eduardo still. Jamie Morris is now trying to close the gap onto Dylan De Vries. Dylan De Vries is going to have to go on the left hand side. No. Jamie Morris is trying to get that slipstream. But not enough! Jamie Morris, not enough. He was trying to make the move, but I don't think there was any contact or anything. He looks like he's getting faster through the S's, but he's got to be careful because now he's got Mikey just behind. Now we've got 1, 2, 3. We're probably about 6 or 7 car battle. So this is really heated up. Really, really heated up. Oh, Mikey's making the move! Again, the two drivers are wheel bagging between them two. Oh my God. No. Ew. I think there'll be a few words after this race. It looks like the Racing Point and Eduardo, Red Bull, Eduardo and Pizzio try and close the gap and just gone ahead. But then again, you've got to be very, very careful. While that's going on, as you can see from the glance, No, 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 no! Oh my God, what a move there from Cameron Downs. Is he going to make 2 moves within 1? He's trying everything he can. It looks like the fastest lap of the race is gone to, I believe, Kieran D. Kieran D's got the fastest of the race. But now, Brazil's on the left. It looks like Cameron Downs is on the right hand side. Still battling out turn 1. What a move! What a move there from Cameron Downs. But will Brazil bounce back? Obviously, the hard tyres is not great at the moment, but hopefully we'll see a few more actions galore. Yellow flag set to 1. That is probably Pazio. Yes, Pazio. Pazio is dropped down onto the gravel itself. And we've got the safety car. We have got the first safety car of the evening. Now, this is perfect. This is massively perfect for Watkins as well as Robin Kreft to pit now for the tyre wear. Unless they're going to go for the softs at the end. That will be interesting. But whatever happens, Carlsberg he'll be in the lead if these 2 drivers go into the pits now. So I'm just going to have a quick look. I don't know if Brazil had a bit of contact moment, but if he did, obviously that he'll need to be recorded and checked with the stewards, but he's been really unlucky this season. So both Robin and Watkins, oh my God, he's hit the wing. That may cost him a penalty as well. He's lucky. That may lose the wing. That wing may not be fit. Oh yeah, it was. He's a very lucky boy, Watkins. Very, very lucky boy. So he's dropped down to 8th. Robin is in 7th place with the soft tyres. So this is quite interesting now. Because you've got Carlsberg and Kieran D, who's in the top 2, battling out for the Drivers' Championship, as well as the Constructors. Both drivers of their teammates are out of the race. So those points, majority of the points that they've scored have been from those 2, Carlsberg and Kieran D. Majority of the time. I say majority of the time, obviously, because obviously Brazil and Corey Snook has scored points before, and I'm not saying they haven't, but majority, if you think about it, majority of the points that they scored on is definitely from Carlsberg and Kieran D, respectively, on the 2 drivers itself. But we have got the safety car. But the talking point I like to mention is the battle between Mikey and Jamie Morris. From the helicopter view that I saw, it looked like at the chicane, it looked like Mikey was just trying to get past, but Jamie Morris was trying to close the gap itself. But I wonder if that was just frustration or what. But definitely wheel banging scenarios, don't get me wrong, between the 2 drivers who are still heated up from this from the past of the 2019 game, where the 2 drivers were teammates of the Williams. And yeah, these guys are going to have to be absolutely careful. Delta, how you doing, mate? You alright? Hope you came well. So we're just waiting for the safety car to come in. We've got all the drivers should be back into their groove, so it wouldn't be surprised if the next lap will be the one where Connor Setchell is going to the pit. So I reckon he'll go on the softs, and that will be quite interesting. That would make it even more spicier than ever before. Because obviously the softs can last about 10 laps, 10 11 laps, or maybe even longer if you do your tyre management perfect. So that is the way forward of this frantic evening of the CWC Racing League, the F1 League. If you like what you see so far, guys, please make sure to like and subscribe to the LeagueRacing TV channel for all the live races itself. Not only will live exclusive for you guys tonight for the F1, we also got the F2 League live exclusive. So check them out, guys. Please check them out. And also check out the rest of the week at the LeagueRacing TV channel for obviously the TTML for divisions 1 to 5 on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays respectively, and also on the Wednesday nights with the I nearly said TTML again. It was meant to be the Esports Masters League with the EML on Wednesday nights. Check them out, guys. They do a brilliant job as always. Now the pack is getting close, so this is quite interesting. I'm going to have to go back to Carlsbury now because he'll be the leader of the pack. So he's at the lead of the pack. So the safety car should be going into this lap. Oh my God! Right. That will be looked at the stewards. I don't know if I caught that, but I saw Mikey lost a few positions and lost his front wing because everyone stopped. Safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in this lap. And that is really rotten luck. So Mikey would be fuming. So Carlsbury needs to try and get a good exit at turn. Gonna have to push now. Yeah, so Mikey's going into the pits. I wonder if he's going to carry on with the race. He needs to, because he definitely needs to try and get some points to keep that third place alive as well. It looks like Kieran D lost the position to Jamie Morris, who's in second place. But again, now I have to be checked to find out what the hell happened between Mikey, because he was, I think he lost out on whoever stopped early. Well, Carlsbury stopped early because he's the leader, and then everyone else stopped, and there was no gap for everyone to kick on. And now we've got Kieran D trying to defend against Leo Tuzin. He's trying to make the move on the inside. He's got to be careful. There goes side by side. Kieran D holding on for a second. This has been a mad race, guys. This has been a mad race. So Mike is going back into the pits with the medium tyres. All he's hoped for is just basically another safety car and also maybe a something happening. But Jamie Morris and Leo Tour are the only ones who have got the penalties so far in this race. But yeah, if you're enjoying the races so far, it's been an absolute blast. But all the action is going to be kicking off massively now. The fastest up the race now is based on Carlsbury with 129.002. Kieran D trying to push on massively to Jamie Morris. So Jamie Morris needs to try and absolutely defend against Kieran D, who's trying to push on to, because he can't afford this. This will be 10 points. If it stays like this, he's lost 10 points to the gap to Carlsbury, and this is because he's got a free race. He's got a free race. So Carlsbury could DNF, but still get ahead if Kieran D wins the race. That's how crucial the championship is. Kieran D, who had a blistering start of the season, he'll be thinking to himself, what did I do wrong in the second half, well, the second part of the season, and then try and chase on the third part. So yeah, he'll be fuming, absolutely fuming. I'm just trying to look to see if there's any battles. But Watkins is having a good race actually in 7th place. Cameron Downs is in 6th with the fresh, this medium tyres in 6th place. Carlsbury fastest up in the race again, 128.727. So that is also fantastic from him. So the battle for Eduardo, trying to close the gap onto Dylan DeVries is in. Oh no! Eduardo trying to get the gap, but Dylan DeVries did not notice what happened. But that could have been catastrophic for Eduardo in this race. Could have been absolutely catastrophic. Eduardo's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so he'll be absolutely fuming. Absolutely fuming at that. Again, Eduardo pushing Dylan DeVries, saying, look mate, I'm not wasting any time. I need to get past. I need to get past as quickly as possible. Otherwise, tough. I am going to go for the move. Whether you like it or not, I will make the move. You've got to step up again now. And I think he's trying to save this ERS. That's what he's trying to do. Dylan's trying to save his ERS. Massively. So yeah, it's like I said, lap 2027 of the CWC Race League, the F1 League. You got Jerry Morris has dropped down to third. Kieran D moves to the second. That is still advantage Colesbury, but enough to hold on. Enough to hold on. We've got 2/10 of the battle between Dylan DeVries and Rojas. Still watching this battle. If not, we're going to go back to the top three. And it's been... It's all heated up at the Suzuka track. Suzuka that Veruca. It looks like Mikey's got the fastest of the race now, 128.6 on the medium tyre as well. That's really impressive from him. Good job there from Mikey, but I'm guessing he did not want to do that from 11th place. So Starsborn is on the grey exit at the hairpin corner. Oh my god, he's got a chance. It looks like Dylan DeVries is trying to save ERS. So here we go, Can Eduardo try and push on now down to the 130R. There's been great move on 130R as well, and I've been really impressive. Really impressive. Fast up the race is by Kieran D with 128.482 or 83. So Eduardo getting past Dylan DeVries, who's just enough to get past. That's brilliant stuff there from Eduardo, keeping it on the racing line. So now he's going to try and push on massively. Now the battle for 5th place is between Robin Kreft and Cameron Downs, who's in 6th place, who's done a stellar of a job again on his second race. To be fair, that's still impressive. Still impressive. So just trying to see if he can try and emulate, try and get close to Robin Kreft, who's also on the soft tyres. So the soft tyres are going to be shot if they're going to be. You've got to be very careful. So Colesbury is 2 seconds the gap between himself and Kieran D. And they're on the spoon curve corner. So they're trying to push on massively. So Cameron Downs trying to close the gap, and also you got Leo Toole trying to close the gap onto Jamie Morris, who's in 3rd and 4th respectively. But Cameron Downs trying to do everything he can with that medium tyres, but the softs is just enough to get pulled away from the last corner. Eduardo's got the fast up the race now with a 128.47 hour. That's a really good time there from one of the drivers of the season, because I said the Alpha Towers would never finish above bottom place. Kieran D's left. Unfortunately, Kieran D has been lost communication with his car, so this will be the title decider. As in, like, this could be the race where you don't want a race where you get disconnected, because now he's going to have to try and lose so much positions. So Robin Kraft is going to try and close the gap onto Leo Tour. But Kieran D, who was in second place, might be wondering, what do I have to do to stop Carsway? He'll be under a lot of pressure now. Absolutely under a lot of pressure now. Watkins is now moving to 6. Unless Kieran D will get back into the car, which I doubt it very much now. So Eduardo should be on to close the gap onto Kieran D. I'm just trying to see if Leroy's in third place. He might have a chance to get second. Kieran D is finally joined, but I don't know if he can be able to get back into the car. Oh my god, the two drivers still go side by side. And Jamie Morris holding on for second place. That's a great time from Jamie Morris. Connor Setchell is in 9th. Dylan DeVries has dropped down to 10th. So Kieran D will be thinking he went from 2nd to 8th in a matter of 1 lap. And that is why you can't afford to lose any positions. And because of that now, it's now brought some uncertainty to some of the drivers now. Kieran D has retired. Kieran D has retired from the session. So, virtual safety car. The virtual safety car has... I'm wondering if he could not get back into the car, because I think that's why the interval times were just completely blank for 1 second. Hopefully we get them back on just after we cross over the start finish line straight. This is about the 3rd. So Kieran D, who will not be in the top 3 tonight, will not be in the top 3. So as things stand, Carlsberg is in 1st, Jamie Morris is in 2nd, Leo Tour is in 3rd, Robin Kraft is in 4th, Cameron Downs is in 5th, Watkins is in 6th, Rojas is in 7th, Connor Setchell is in 8th. Jamie's out! What's happened to Jamie? Again, another race where Jamie was doing so well, and then all of a sudden... Oh, we ain't going to find out, are we? So Watkins could have a chance to try and close the gap onto Cameron Downs. So Cameron Downs, out of nowhere, could be on for his first podium of the season. But a virtual safety car has started. Virtual safety car. We have got 4 laps remaining, guys. 4 laps remaining, including this. Yeah, 4 laps remaining. Lap 24-27 of the CWC Race League, the F1 League. We had 11, 12, 13. We had 15 drivers, guys. We had 15 drivers, and unfortunately, we've only got 9. 9 drivers remaining. So that is mad. That is absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. But then again, Mikey could be on for getting the fastest lap of the session, so he'll be going to try and emulate that as quickly as possible. Now we're back up to live racing. Watkins needs to try and pull away and close the gap. Needs to try and close the gap onto the McLaren, because if the McLaren gets a penalty at some point, Watkins should have a chance, because he's got fresh tyres compared to Kieran Downs. I do apologise, it's Cameron Downs. If Cameron Downs is getting closer to Robin Kraft, which we are watching now, this is a great opportunity for Watkins, because both these tyres, the tyre wear is not great from those two. And if Watkins can get ahead into the top 3, that is a stellar of a job from the Mercedes driver. Would be an absolute stellar. But then you've got Robin Kraft, who have not heard from him in the podium. I don't think I remembered him being in the podium at all. Maybe I have. Chain Game Wow. Yeah, it is Chain Game Wow. But in the words of Robin Kraft, I haven't said his full name properly on the on the top 3 itself. But this will be a good podium tonight, wherever happens tonight. Looks like Dowds is trying to get closer to the gap. He's trying to make the move. He's got no choice. Dowds has moved to second. Dowds has moved to second. And that is a great move. But then also you got to remember Robin Kraft with the DRS should be active. DRS is active. Cameron is going to have to try and defend on the right side. And game, wow, Robin trying to hold on in low side. Kieran, oh my god, so close. The wheels just glance. Oh my god, Watkins. Robin has made a slight mistake, and now this has now brought Watkins and Eduardo for the last 2 positions of the podium. This is absolutely brilliant racing from all drivers tonight. Absolutely brilliant racing. So Robin Kraft is going to be, his soft tyres is going to have to produce something and rabbit out of the hat, because his tyre wear must be absolutely shot. And I will say it again, it must be absolutely shot. And we'll have a look actually. We've got the fastest lap of the race of Mikey with a 1:27.168. That's a good time from him. But look at the tyre wear. The tyre wear from Robin Kraft is 64%. Rojas's tyre wear is 67%, but still getting closer to Watkins with 41%. He should attack. I think this is last chance saloon for the DRS. Robin trying to push on. Looks like Eduardo. Both drivers with that slipstream. Looks like Robin's trying to pull away as much as possible. But whatever happens tonight for these second to fifth, they've had a stellar of a race. Whatever happens tonight, the stellar of a race. Eduardo trying to close the gap onto Watkins for 4th. But yeah, the battle for this, looks like Eduardo's hit the 70% marker, so he's in the danger zone with the tyre wear, so he's got to be absolutely careful. Looks like Leo Tour has got the fastest up the race now with a 1:26.985. So absolutely brilliant stuff. And now Dylan De Vries is also hitting the 70% marker. Robin Kraft should be on the for the scenarios itself. Watkins has got a chance now to close the gap onto Robin Kraft. He's 3 tenths. This is going to be his last chance saloon now. He's going to have to get a good exit. He needs to push. He really needs to push. But I'm going to have to be careful. Look, both of them are weaving. Both drivers. Oh my God, Colesbury. Colesbury was giving some show for itself, and he's just won the Suzuka track at the Japanese Grand Prix. Congratulations to him. Well done, David Colesbury. Cameron Downs will finish off in 2nd. Robin Kraft will finish off in 3rd. Watkins will be fuming because that was his best chance to get into the podium. Finishes off in 4th. Eduardo in 5th. But overall, these drivers who are in the top 5, like Cameron Downs, Robin Kraft, Watkins, and Rojas, brilliant drivers wherever happens tonight. Connor Settrell is in 6th place. He was struggling all season long at the back of the grid, and now he finishes in 6th. That's a great drive from him. Dylan De Vries is in 7th. You've got Leo Tour will finish off in 8th, and he'll be fuming to cross the line. But then again, we'll have to find a few words from some of the drivers tonight based on the scenarios itself. But well done to Colesbury, and Mike has just finished up the lap now. So that is, without doubt, your top classification standings for the CWC Racing League, the F1 League. You've got Robin, who's got his drive of the day, so I'm going to have to give that to him as well, because he did a stellar of a job. But I need to see where was Cameron Downs was as well, and also Watkins, because Watkins was at the back of the grid, finishing nearly at the back of the grid, unless I'm mistaken, or just outside the I think it was about 11th or 12th, and then finish off in the 4th. That's a really good few positions as well. But overall, it's been an absolute classic stellar of a race from everyone's perspective. But we'll hopefully get Colesbury Cameron Dowds and also Robin for their thoughts of the top three. But here in your race classification for the Japanese Grand Prix, for the CWC Racing League, the F1 League on the PlayStation. You got Cosmos in first. Cameron Downs on his debut, well, I say debut, his debut season, finishes off in second on his first podium of the season. Well done to him. Shane Gaimar, Robin in third. You got Watkins in fourth. Eduardo fifth. Carb sixth. Dylan seventh. Leroy eighth. Mikey ninth. Jamie, Kieran D, Bazio, Cameron Armstrong, Snookster and Faulkner. Those are the only drivers who have had the DNF during tonight's racing. We'll try and get some of the drivers, well, we'll try and get the top three drivers in, but overall it has been a mad race. We'll give you a classification later on, but here I'm not going to get enough time to get the incidents, or maybe I can, just enough. So Mikey has just joined in, but we'll get his thoughts after if he wants to mention about it. But we'll get some of the drivers in. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back for the interviews. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the live streaming of the CWC Racing League, the F1 League on the Japanese Grand Prix. We have just finished the race, and we've got one usual suspect of the first place, but also we had two different drivers this time for the top three tonight at the Japanese Grand Prix. So they'll be absolutely delighted with their finishing positions. So we're going to go. We've got, I believe, we've got Colesbury, we've got Cameron Downs, and also Robin, who's also there as well to hear their thoughts. But we're going to go with Robin first, then Cameron, and then Colesbury as well. So you guys, are you all set, ready to go? Yeah? All set, ready to go? Nice one. Nice one. So talk to Robin first, then Cameron, and then Eric Colesbury. Robin, how you doing, mate? You alright? Absolutely, it's just an absolute stellar of a job from your driving itself. But it feels like good feeling back into the top three tonight. It feels really good, absolutely, and you had a stellar drive, and you've been picked as the driver of the day on the game, and also myself for your drive tonight. So that was a great drive from your point of view. But you had a bit of a scare near the end of the race when you're battling out with Watkins. So tell us your thoughts about that last few laps scenario as well. Absolutely, and it was a nice battle. Also, not only with Watkins, but you also battling out with Cameron Downs, who I'm going to speak to in a minute. But from your perspective, did you feel like you lost second place tonight, or do you feel like, obviously, you said you did not expect to get third, but in this scenario, did you feel like you lost second place in that scenario itself? Absolutely, and should be on for a perfect moment from your perspective. And in your scenario, it's been last season, like the last few years, you was being one of the taught as one of the quickest drivers in the games. But this season, from your point of view, do you feel like where has been the culprit of it all? Where is it that you've missed out on competing in the top three this season until now? Yeah, just have to wait and see how it goes from that, to be fair. But from your perspective, Robin, I'm hoping that everything will be okay from your point of view, and hopefully you'll try and challenge for the top half finish as well. So I wish you all the very best of luck throughout the remainder of the season, which I believe we've got 46, about 5 races left. About 5 races left, or 4 or 5 races left actually, to see who will try and produce the goods from your 3 or 4 races to be precise. But yeah, from your perspective, mate, congratulations on getting 3rd place. Well done, mate. Well done. So for the guys, just before I carry on, I think we've noticed there's been a few issues with the audio. If you can't hear any of the drivers, we do apologise. Drivers, I'm so sorry. If you might have to up the microphone itself. Everyone's trying to join in the commentators box. We do apologise. I will promise you that. We're trying to get as many of the people, only the top 3 only, to join in as we can. But from everyone's perspective, make sure all your mics are a little bit higher than expected, because people cannot hear as well. So we do apologise, Robin, for your comments. But if you did not hear Robin from the first 3 questions, he was absolutely delighted for getting 3rd. It's good to see him back in the podium. He had a great battle with Watkins earlier on, and obviously, in a sense, he missed out on a 2nd, but either way, a 3rd place is still better than nothing, from considering where he was starting, and he had the driver of the day as well, so he'd be absolutely delighted. So, Cameron, are you all set, ready to go? You ready? How you doing, mate? You alright? Good stuff, good stuff. So, from your perspective, I believe this is your 2nd race, if I remember it right. So you had a good start last week. You had a great first lot of points in your debut race last week, or your debut season, and now you got your first podium of the season at the CWC Racing League, the F1 League. How does that feel from your perspective? Absolutely, absolutely, and you've had so many great battles from your first 2 races itself. But from your perspective, as I said earlier on, you had a great battle with Chain Game Wow, or Robin. But from your stuff anyway, do you feel like you could challenge? Well, you did well with the battle between yourself and Robin, so I bet that was really intense from your perspective point of view. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, you had obviously you had the pace from your perspective, but from everyone's scenarios itself, do you feel like you've got a lot of opportunity to do well in to get some more podiums this season, or are you just taking it a few steps at a time this season?
So quick. So yeah, I'll just take it step by step, take it as it comes, and see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens itself. But yeah, you did a brilliant job tonight, and I wish you all the very best of luck in wherever you do throughout the next 3 or 4 races. So hopefully we'll see more of you, Cameron. So well done for tonight, and wish you all the very best of luck for the remainder of the season, mate. Well done for tonight.
Yep, thank you.
No worries. Carsbury, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, good. You?
Not too bad, not too bad. I do apologise. You probably have not heard any audio all night from the voices, or as in from the from the interviews itself. I think there's been some technical difficulties from my end as well. So I'm hoping that'll be sorted by next week. So, but yeah, Cosbury, another win in your belt. You've pretty much had. If I remembered it right, I think it's about another 25 points on top of your 20-point gap. So that's 45 points already. That's nearly 2 races free from Kieran D. No, Kieran D, who's also in the chat, which I'm not going to speak to him about because it's only for the top 3 at the moment. But from your perspective, Cosby, this is going to be a massive boost for yourself with the Drivers' Championship in your hands.
Sorry. Yeah, it was a good race. Managed to keep the tires alive and just keeping out.
Absolutely, and it looked like you had a great. It looked like you had a great battle at the start, and you was just pulling away from the Suzuka track. So, was this one of your favourite tracks, or was you just trying to keep it ease throughout the S's and throughout the track itself?
Yeah, I found a good balance and setup, which gave me good speed on the S's and just top line speed on the last sector. And, just managed to keep the tires through the corners and just use overtake a lot on the opening laps. So yeah, quite decent race.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to say this briefly. I don't know from your perspective, but from your driving itself, you've been absolutely immense stuff up to here now. Do you feel, as I said, the pressure must have been eased off a bit now, surely? Do you agree or not?
Yeah, well, if I gonna like cruise it now and not take serious, it's gonna backfire. Because, after the safety car, I saw that Andy was catching up after I pulled the cap. So he was on a good pace and could have won the race today, but it almost fell.
Absolutely, and I want to say congratulations again for winning the race tonight, the Japanese Grand Prix, and a 45-point gap between yourself and from yourself and Kieran D. I'm hoping, Kieran D has just left, but I was hoping to talk to him just before he had to shoot off after. But from your perspective, Cosbury, well done for tonight. Did a stellar job. Well done for winning the Japanese Grand Prix. Well done, mate. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd like to thank Robin, Cameron Dowds, and also Carlsbury for their top 3 finishes. Not in that order. Carlsbury did not finish third. He did actually win the race. Carlsbury, Cameron Downs, and also Robin for the top 3 finishes as well. So again, next week's going to be an absolute classic as well. So we're going to be looking forward to that next week. But from everyone's perspective, I will say this on the stream, and I will say it now. There's been some dodgy moves, and I will say this on the stream later on. I'm sure the admins will agree with me on this when they watch this back. There's been a few dodgy moves and a few unnecessary moves that should not be taken all the time. Please respect the CWC racing rules and everything that's related to all the overtakes or the battles itself. Yes, we have the racing itself, but overall, please be respectful, because it's going to cause a heat of a moment for all drivers, and we don't want to do that all the time. So please respect that. That's all I ask for, guys. As me as a commentator, but also I'm sure the admins would agree with me, and also the stewards, which is going to be a very long time to sort out with the Japanese Grand Prix. Cheers for that, guys. I'm going to shoot off. I hope everyone's all have a fantastic weekend. Fantastic week up to the weekend itself, and just chill out and see you all next week. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.